Taking a live look right now over at the White House in Washington, D.C. So a major shakeup for the federal government this morning. The Supreme Court has cleared the way for President Trump to resume deep cuts to federal agencies, potentially impacting thousands of workers. Fox 5's Maureen Ume is live there in the southwest part of the region with the latest. Good morning, Maureen.
Yeah, a lot of federal workers are waking up this morning with a lot of uncertainty. What the Supreme Court ruling does is give President Trump the right to continue shrinking the federal workforce by dismantling all of these federal agencies. This is despite a lower court ruling that tried to block it. So again, a lot of people waking up this morning uncertain about what this might mean for their jobs, for their job security. The justices lifted an order that paused large-scale layoffs tied to the Trump executive order. That move allows agencies to continue cutting staff and restructuring programs. Now, so far, tens of thousands of workers have either been let go or left under early resignation plans. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson was the only dissent, warning the decision could gut federal services without any action from Congress. She wrote, "This executive action promises mass employee terminations, widespread cancellation of federal programs and services, and the dismantling of much of the federal government as Congress has created it." Now, the departments affected include agriculture, energy, labor, treasury, veterans affairs, and the EPA, along with Social Security and the Small Business Administration. Federal workers we were able to speak to this morning, as you might understand, a lot of them did not want to go on camera because they are concerned about their job. And this is just normally concerned about their job when there isn't anything happening. But now that they potentially could risk losing their jobs, they really did not want to talk. But they did express frustration to us. A lot of them were very concerned and scared about what could come next, about their livelihoods, and just expressed that they thought the Supreme Court would not rule with President Trump and having these resignations and these layoffs happen. But unfortunately, that appears to be the case right now. The president's hiring freeze does remain in effect until mid-October, so we'll have to see how that plays out through the summer months. And while it does clear this big legal hurdle, there are still federal lawsuits and court decisions that still have to come. So it's not completely over from a legal standpoint, but the Supreme Court has ultimately ruled that the president can continue dismantling this agency. So as we see federal workers this morning heading to work, there is a lot of just solemnness in the faces, a lot of uncertainty about their jobs. We are in front of the Department of Education, which has all but been dismantled, but there are still some activities happening here. But all in all, these federal agencies are really kind of on the bubble with resignations and layoffs coming. Again, until mid-October is when the hiring freeze stays into place. We're just watching to see how this all plays out, as are these federal workers who now have so much uncertainty about their job security and future. For now, that's the very latest here in D.C. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thank you down there. Fox 5's Maureen Ume, thank you so much. We'll talk soon. You have a good rest of your day. Continuing on, though, I do want to take us back out to that live picture that we had over at the White House. Of course, we are tracking not just the latest with the Texas floods, but also everything happening within President Trump's administration. Later on today, he is going to be hosting a lunch there at the White House. If we get cameras inside, of course, we'll bring you all of those comments as soon as we get that live image. But